This video is presented to you by NeuRoSpace, a company which is building the next generation of Moon Rovers and wants to take the opportunity to look back into the history of previous Moon and Mars rovers. It is a story full of pioneering spirit, exploration and engineering miracles. Welcome to the video series, The History of Extraterrestrial Rovers. On its way further up the hill, Spirit examined the rock Wishstone, which was very rich in phosphorus, before coming to a place named Larry's Lookout, where there was another spectacular view. In this panorama image nicknamed Whale, one can see an outcrop dubbed Larry's Outcrop, which tilting angle and orientation gave geologists valuable information. The second panorama image in this location is called Lookout and shows the summit of Husband Hill 200 meters away and 45 meters higher in elevation. The region just beyond the area where the tracks made their last zigzag is the area known as Paso Robles, where Spirit discovered rock and soil deposits with very high sulfur abundances. This beautiful panorama image named Independence was taken just 100 meters from the summit of Husband Hill. And here Spirit was, on top of a hill on another world, seeing a view no human has ever seen before. This was a triumph for Spirit, a triumph for science and a triumph for humanity. Because only through the dedication of dreamers who dared the impossible, Spirit made it there. If only Galileo Galilei, Jules Verne or Rick Husband, after whom the hill was named, could see this. From this vantage point, one can also see this bright semicircular feature down in the valley on the other side of the hill. It was named Home Plate and will unfortunately be the place where Spirit's life will end. But this is still around 4.5 years in the future from the moment Spirit was on top of Husband Hill. The overview also helped to make some stunning images of moving dust devils on the floor of Gusev crater. But as beautiful as the view was up there, the exploration had to continue, and so Spirit started making its way down the hill on the other side. In this panorama, Spirit is already significantly farther down the mountain. McCool Hill and Raymond Hill can be seen in the distance, and here is Home Plate again, although harder to discern than in views from higher up the hill. When Spirit drove along the floor of the basin south of Husband Hill, it accidentally uncovered the brightest material seen so far while making a turn. It was examined by the rover's instruments and it was detected that the material had a salty chemistry dominated by iron-bearing sulfates. These salts may record the past presence of water, as they are most easily mobilized and concentrated in liquid solution. Further down the mountain, Spirit came across this amazing sand dune field called El Dorado, where it acquired spectral data and compositional and mineralogical information. It just looks so familiar. You can clearly imagine how it would feel making a footprint in this sand, or how the sand would slip through your fingers when grabbing a handful. But yet, it is another planet you are looking at. When Spirit moved along the edge of an arc-shaped feature called Lorry Ridge, it encountered some spectacular examples of basaltic rocks with striking textures. This panorama image shows a group of boulders informally named Fuji. These basaltic rocks were formed by volcanic processes. Spirit first encountered basalts at its landing site 2 years ago. Later, basaltic rocks became rare as Spirit climbed Husband Hill. The basaltic rocks that Spirit is now seeing are interesting because they exhibit many small holes or vesicles similar to some kinds of volcanic rocks on Earth. The change in textures and the location of the basalts may be signs that Spirit was driving along the edge of a lava flow. Another example of a lava rock was Gong Gong. Trapped gas bubbles made it look like a sponge in the inside. Sand grains hit the rock during sandstorms for billions of years and wore away material, and the spiny texture we see today emerged. Finally, Spirit arrived at home plate, which it would explore for more than 1,100 Martian days. Two dust storms came up during that time and led to critically low energy production of the solar cells, but Spirit survived. On fateful Sol 1892, it got stuck in soft sand, which was mixed with iron sulfates that reduced the wheel traction through their little cohesion. The team at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory tried everything it could to free the rover. It even attempted to replicate the conditions on Earth with a rover mock-up and tried to figure out a solution, with no success. It was then decided to use the rover as a stationary research platform. But being unable to adjust its position to maximize energy output from the solar cells, the cold of the following Martian winter slowly creeped inside and cooled the interior down to -55 degrees Celsius. A critical low temperature, especially for the batteries. And so loss of communications occurred on Sol 2208, or March 22nd, 2010, after a lifetime of more than 6 years on Mars. Congratulations to Spirit and all the people that worked on this extraordinary mission.
Spirit's fate showed that such apparently simple situations can mean the failure of the whole mission. On Earth, the tow truck would have passed by bravely, but unfortunately, you cannot reach one on the Moon. At least, not yet. If you have a swarm of rovers, like NeuRoSpace, the financial damage caused by the failure of a single system is not so critical, similar to a satellite constellation. But before it gets that far, the rovers could even help each other and tow or recharge